Hi, this is Kylie Coo. Welcome to my studio and welcome to week 11 of creating a positivity deck. The word that I've chosen for this week is focus. We're at the second last week of the slowdown state of being, and for that reason I thought it would be quite good to reflect on what's been done so far and then to think about the focus of going forward. So, as always, I wrote my word into my journal, but then I went back through my cards and through everything that I'd written in my journal so far, and from that I looked at the things that I wanted to focus on in the near future and some over the course of the coming year. So really, it was a way of kind of taking stock, realising that there were some things I'd written in previous weeks that perhaps I hadn't yet fully adopted in the way that I had hoped to. So that's what I did. I just spent a few moments writing down some key things where I wanted to give more focus. Those were self-love and self-care to begin with. And I think for me, certainly, it's helpful to have that reminder that I do need to keep them in focus. I also noted friendships, realising that sometimes friendships need to be worked at, they need to be brought into focus, and really not taking friends and friendships for granted. I noted down home projects. There are a lot of things that I need to do around my home this year, things that I've been putting off, but things that I know that once I do them, I will actually feel better for doing them. Artistic challenges, this covered a whole host of different things, so I just summed it up as artistic challenges. I want to be able to stretch myself artistically. And also adventure, and again, that kind of covers a whole host of things. So I sat down to start creating my card, and again, I want this to be something that's positive, that's a helpful reminder of the things that I want to focus on. So I started to look through my collection of collage materials. I found that and I thought that was really good for focus. And then I started to go through these little clippings that I think had come out of a kind of travel supplement in a newspaper. So they're not terribly thick papers, but some nice images. And I saw that one of the Great Wall of China and thought there was something about the wall suggesting the journey, suggesting adventure, and that just seemed to pick up really well. I also liked this one of a New England church, and that kind of reminded me that there was a couple of things I also wanted to go back and note in my journal. So I have this other thin sheet of paper and I decide to put it onto the card initially as a first layer, because as I say, the other clippings were mainly from newspapers, so were not terribly thick at all. And all I'm using today is some glue stick, and this card actually comes together very quickly. So just as I stick that down, I've mentioned in previous weeks that there are some other YouTubers also doing videos of these prompts. So there's quite a few now, and what I'll do is I'll leave a link to all their channels in the description box below. So please do go and check them out when you get a chance. And of course, many others are sharing their work, their cards in the Facebook group, and I'll leave a link to the Facebook group below. So I cut round the edge of the eye, and now I'm just looking at where I might place the various pieces that I want to glue onto my card. And you know, as I've said in previous weeks, I'm kind of not rushing at this at all. Just enjoying the process of making the card. And again, just using the glue stick to put these into place. This really was a very plain and simple card, not complicated in any way at all. So just looking now at how the three pieces might sit on the card. And I decide that I want to cut around the kind of church spire, because I didn't want too much of the image to block out the wall. So just as I look at where I'm going to put these and then sticking them down, I would just like to invite you to think about what things you want to bring into focus. If you've been doing the positivity cards or even just a journaling, do have a look through what you'd already written. Have a look at are there things that you thought you might tend to but still haven't, and even if there are things that you have started to do based on some of the other cards, for example some of the self-care cards, then just use this as a reminder of those things, so that when you look back at this again at some point in the future, you can say to yourself that this was important, this was what you wanted to give focus to, and something that you should continue to give focus to. So I play about with the positioning of the eye. I want to make certain that it can be seen as an eye, so I want part of the pupil to be included in it. And then once I'm happy with that, I just glue that down and into place as well. And then once that's in place, I'll just cut off the excess. And just making sure that it's firmly adhered. I thought about putting some paint on the card, but decided it was fine as is. And therefore all I'm going to do now is to write my word, focus, and then I will also glue that down and onto the card. I don't want a dark line round it, so all I do is take a pencil and just go lightly round the outside of the word. And that's it for this week. So I hope you'll consider what you need to focus on, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I've created my positivity card for focus. So as always, I spend just a few minutes looking at my card and looking at my journal. I add in a couple of words that I thought about while creating the card. And that's it for this week. So as always, I thank you very much for watching and look forward to being with you again next week. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.